Thanks for tuning in to another cooking tutorial from the Pakora Explorer, aka Chantal. This is a really special video because I'm doing this especially for my friends Ali and Bob, who are looking after the Ali and Bob Cafe in the Perthshire area. So they're part of the Cairn O'More winery up in Perth. They have started by putting together some veg boxes for their local community in direct response to everything that's happening with COVID-19, and I'm delighted to say that they are also stocking our 5 wonderful masalas. And so they told me what was going to be in their veg boxes, and in particular they're using my Sabzi masala, and so they asked if I would do a cooking tutorial for all of the lovely customers who are going to be purchasing their veg boxes and using the Sabzi masala as well. So let me walk you through what we've got in store for you today. Ali and Bob told me that in their veg boxes they're going to have a range of different things each week, because obviously it depends what's in season, but at the core of most of the veg boxes they're going to have some wonderful cauliflower, have some onions, so I've also got some white onion, but I also have some spring onions here, garlic and ginger, tomatoes, I've got fresh, and I've got this kind of passata that I have, and also some coconut milk. So I'm going to do a really simple vegetable masala with using my spice blend, so using my Sabzi masala, but I'm also going to be serving mine with some lovely fragrant palau rice as well. So the 2 spice blends I'm going to be using are my Sabzi masala and my chaval masala. So Sabzi meaning vegetable and chaval meaning rice. And of course all of the ingredients are on the back of all of the packets, so if you do wish to do this at home yourself using some of the ingredients you have in your cupboard, that's absolutely fine. What we've done is we've taken the 8 or 9 or so different whole spices and ground spices and put them together in the right quantities to make the right masala for you, and that's why our masalas really do just make your life that little bit easier. Just a little bit of good information to know: all of our spice blends are, in terms of their ingredients, gluten-free, dairy-free, fat-free, etc. But they are handled in an environment where these allergens are present. So if you're not sure, please just ask. I'm gluten intolerant myself, so I wouldn't poison myself, but if you're not sure, please just ask, because it's better to be safe than sorry. Also, for those of you that maybe feel that all Indian food is spicy, I would just like to say that there is no chili or chili powder in any of the masalas that I do. So please remember that everything I serve is completely mild. There is no chili powder, which means they're suitable for everyone in the family, even those with a milder palate. And if you haven't watched any of my tutorials before and you don't know, I actually don't like spicy food at all, and so my mum and dad have to make all of my food separately because I won't eat spicy food. So this is great, and you'll know that all the family can enjoy. So with the ingredients that Ali and Bob have given me, I'm not being funny, but when I was a child you would never get me to eat cauliflower at all. And so that's why the spice blend is so wonderful to use, because that's how my mum found a way to get me to eat my vegetables, is through this spice blend. So I'm going to walk you through what I'm going to do with the dish, but then obviously we're going to go through the stages as we go through in this tutorial. So I'm going to start off just by breaking my cauliflower into small bite-sized pieces, and I'm going to roast it with my Sabzi masala. I'm not going to put anything else in it, I'm just going to roast it in the oven with my Sabzi masala. And what I'm going to do then is I'm going to make a little bit of a kind of, let's say, a fairly standard curry base using the onions, the garlic, ginger, the coconut milk, and a little bit of the tomato as well. I'm also going to show you a very quick way of making some really nice fragrant palau rice, so this will go really nicely with the cauliflower. So what I'm going to do first of all is I'm actually just going to prepare my cauliflower, and again, just a reminder that I am doing these cooking tutorials by myself in my flat on the south side of Glasgow, so you're just going to have to bear with me in terms of camera angles and things, because I don't have somebody here who can get the best shots for me. But however, we have our lovely Scottish cauliflower here, and I'm going to use all parts of the cauliflower, so I'm going to use the greens as well. And what we're going to do is we're just going to cut it up into the little florets. This is perfect for one person because I'm just eating by myself. So this is perfect for one person, and I'm going to put a little bit of vegetable oil and then mix my Sabzi masala into that as well. So with my cauliflower all chopped, and standing joke in all of my cooking tutorials is my wonderful colourful bowls that I use, I'm now going to add about a teaspoon of my Sabzi masala. So there's 20 grams in each packet of Sabzi masala. Okay, so I've got my teaspoon. I'm just going to give it a good sprinkle that way, and I'm just going to give it a really good mix. Make sure it's all nice and coated really well. You can start to see the cauliflower taking on the colour of the turmeric as well, so you're getting some nice orange. And again, a little bit really does go a long way with these masalas. That's what's so good about them. And just smelling it, it just smells absolutely fragrant and it just smells amazing. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to pop this into my oven at 200 degrees. And again, a standing joke with any of my cooking tutorials is that I seem to cook everything on 200 degrees. So this is going to take about 15-20 minutes, and what I'm looking for is I'm looking for some of the cauliflower to get a nice bit of char on it, to be nice and well roasted and just absorb the flavours of the masala. So let's get it into the oven. So while the cauliflower is roasting away in the oven, and like I said, for about 20 minutes, I'm actually going to make a start on the kind of curry sauce that we're doing as well. Now, it's great because the guys Ali and Bob have given me some really great general flavours that we can use. So we've got garlic, ginger, and of course onion and tomato as well. And these are really core to making a really good base for a curry. Now the reason I'm going to start it now is because actually what you want to do is you want to take the onions and get them a nice brown colour, because you get a nice caramelised flavour then. Cook off your garlic and your ginger and have your tomato in there, and you just want to simmer that away for while the cauliflower is cooking. And what that means is the tomato will get this really lovely flavour from the onions, the garlic and the ginger. And then what we're going to do, there's going to be no other spices added, because then what we're going to do is we're going to add our cauliflower to that as well, and that's where that hit of flavour is going to come from. So let's get everything prepped and let's get the pan on the go. So as you can see, the onion is starting to cook really nicely, and you can start to see that some of them are getting a lovely brown colour, which is what we want. So we are really looking for more of the onion to be brown before we add the garlic, the ginger and our tomato. But as you can see, some nice brown bits starting to come, so that's probably going to just take another minute or so. So with my onion browning away nicely, this is the crucial point, because what you don't want to happen is you don't actually want it to burn, which can happen very easily with onion. So I'm adding in my garlic and my ginger, and I'm adding in my one tomato that I'm using, which is just a bit of fresh tomato, but I am going to put some passata in shortly as well. So, woo! Best smell ever. So I've just let that cook for about 30 to 45 seconds just to incorporate, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my coconut milk. Love coconut milk. Beautiful, and you see that's just going to simmer down nicely. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let that simmer now, like I say, on a low heat, probably until the cauliflower is ready, because the longer you leave it to simmer, the better the intensity of flavour. And then I'm going to add the cauliflower to this. So simmer down for about 15 minutes, yeah, maybe 10 minutes, that's what's left on the clock, and then I'm going to add my cauliflower. With my cauliflower now cooked, I've taken it out of the oven. I'm quite literally just going to take it out from the tray that it's on, or from the sheet of foil, and I'm just going to sprinkle that into my curry. And I'm just going to give that a nice mix, get everything coated. And what I love about this is the leaves that we used from the cauliflower have got this lovely kind of burnt and charred taste and flavour, and they're really lovely and crispy, and there's lovely charred bits on the cauliflower as well, really just adding to that flavour. So make sure you mix it all, get the cauliflower nice and coated into all those flavours, and what you're going to do is you're just going to simmer that away, probably because the cauliflower is already cooked and you've already been cooking the sauce for a good sort of 10-15 minutes as well. Simmer that probably just for about 5 minutes or so, just to check that it's everything's been incorporated through. So as I said, I'm going to serve my cauliflower curry with some really nice fragrant palau style rice, so the kind of yellow rice that you would traditionally see. Now one thing I should mention is with the rice masala that you get, there is lots of whole spices in it. So there's cumin, there's clove, there's green cardamom, and so a little tip for you, now you don't always have to do this, but a little tip is if you've got a little bit of pent up aggression, give the packet, hold the packet at the top and just give it a little bit of a bash. Feels really good and really therapeutic. Okay, I should probably stop because I think I'm enjoying that a little bit too much. And what that's going to do is that's just going to really open up the whole spices, in particular the cardamom, and just start to release the flavours already. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do my rice in a wok, and I've got some oil just heating up nicely because you do want that to be really hot. And the next stages are going to happen quite quickly because you've got to be careful not to burn the spices. Now, one confession to make, so confession of a Pakistani girl. I cannot cook rice to save my life. I know it's terrible, and believe me, my parents have something to say about it. So I am using microwave rice. 2 minutes, it is tilde, so it's kind of on trend, or on brand I should say, but 2 minutes in the microwave. But I'm obviously going to show you what my rice masala will do to just jazz that up a little bit better. But there's a confession, can't cook rice to save my life. So with my wok really nice and hot, and you can start to see that the oil's moving nice and freely, and there's also a bit of steam starting to come, I'm going to take a teaspoon of my travel masala. Now this is a bit difficult to do, I'll be honest, because of all the whole spices, so you are going to get a combination and you may have to do a couple of kind of spoons, but roughly a teaspoon of the spice. And what you're going to get in there is you're getting some of the turmeric, you're getting the fried onion, I've picked up a bay leaf as well, and I've also got the cinnamon as well as the cardamom. So you can hear that sizzling away, and I don't know if you can see that, I'll take that close there, just look at the colour of that. And like I say, I'm just going to let that cook for maybe about a minute or so on the heat. Just going to turn that up. You can already, the smell, the fragrance that's coming from this already start to smell. The way that you know that the rice masala is ready is you don't want anything to burn. You still want it quite loose, and so just quickly put in your microwave rice. I'm sure my mother is shaking her head right now. Toss it around, and you can already start to see the colour coming through on the rice. Get everything nice and coated. And really what you're doing, because the microwave rice has already been cooked, or even if you're just using boiled rice, it's already cooked, is you're just looking for the rice to take on the colour and absorb that flavour. So I'm going to turn the heat off on this one and just let the residual heat from the cooker just keep making sure that that stays nice and warm. And I've only got maybe another 2 or 3 minutes left on my cauliflower curry. Just a tip for the rice, we are quite used to eating the whole spices, so the cinnamon, the clove, etc, but I think a lot of people maybe here wouldn't be, so it might be something that you do is you take out the whole spices so that you're, when you're eating, or if you're serving this to a friend, when it's safe to do so, they don't get a surprise when they bite into a clove, for example. If you're in the Perthshire area, please support Ali and Bob and everything that they're doing at the Care No More estate. It's fantastic that they've decided to stock my spices, and I really appreciate their support. If you're not in the Perthshire area and you are thinking that you would love to try this recipe or try these spice blends, they are available directly from my website at www.pakoraexplorer.co.uk. So remember, check out the guys at the Ali and Bob Cafe at the Care No More, or you can visit my website www.pakoraexplorer.co.uk. Thank you so much for watching, really hope you enjoy it, and please send us in your pictures when you've made this dish, because that's what makes things so much more better. And remember, please continue to support local and support small businesses. Thank you so much.